You can call it a tool watch, a professional dive watch, a crazy extreme dive watch. Heck, you can call it a gimmick dive watch. Whatever you call it, one thing's for sure, this is an interesting watch, and I happen to really like it, if for nothing else than its uniqueness. This is the OX Frog 300, and this one is the Rescue Edition. There are many other colors available, but what you need to know is that this is a watch manufactured in Shenzhen, China. It's all blasted grade 3 or grade 4 titanium, depending on where you look on the website. It's 300 meters water resistant. It's got an inner dive bezel, a GMT complication with the use of the Miyota 97.5 movement, and oh, did I forget to mention that offset case? It's also 45 millimeters, not including those crowns, but it doesn't wear as such in my opinion. It's got crazy good lume, rubber straps or a titanium bracelet. Oh, and it's also got an ID emergency system disc that you can set up to include potentially life-saving data about you. There's a lot going on with this watch, from all the complications to the design, the colors, and that ID system. And of course, it's not exactly cheap, but not exactly what you might think it costs either. It's got a price tag of $1,720, and there's a lot I love about this piece, and I'm going to tell you what I love, what I like, and what I don't like as well, or at least what I would change. One thing's for sure, this is no ordinary dive watch, so let's jump in and check this frog out. Since there's so much to talk about with this piece, I'm going to give the Cliff Notes version of the brand and its history. OX was conceived in 2021, and originally the brand was named Oceanics. And the first watch was produced in 2023, and after some delays, the watches started to be delivered in December of 2024. Now, the headquarters are in the USA, and the watches are completely manufactured in Shenzhen, China. Now, there were a few prototype versions along the way until they landed on this final design. And that design is the OX Frog 300, a crazy and cool looking dive watch, a tool dive watch with an offset case, similar to, say, a G-Shock Frogman, but more pronounced. And there's a Seiko chronograph I know that had a similar offset case, but still kind of rare to see a case design such as this. And while this watch definitely does stand out, it's not the first quirky extreme diver out there. There's been many over the years, many of course still in production. Watches like the Omega Seamaster Ploprof, many of the Azimuth models, the Citizen ProMaster 1000 Titanium Diver, this crazy looking piece from Singer, this innovative piece from PETA Barcelona, and this insane Hublot Oceanographic BB King Diver. That one has one hell of a name. Now, there are others I'm forgetting for sure, and if you can think of any other extreme quirky divers you want to mention, go ahead and list them in the comments. So, if you like dive watches, whether you're a diver or not, you'll probably like at least some elements of the OX Frog 300. I've never dived for even 1 second in my life, but I've always kind of liked these overbuilt tool dive watches, watches that I really have no use for, like the Citizen Aqualand I bought in probably the mid 90s. I don't know why, I've always found them cool. And, this one I find cool as well. And again, I really have no reason to. But quick side note, we all know professional divers wear electronic dive computers. They have for quite some time. Now, I've heard some like to wear a backup analog traditional dive watch. I'm not sure how common that is or how true. So where does a watch like this or the others I mentioned come into play? I'm not sure really, maybe more novelty than anything, or just because. I've known many who have worn the Citizen EcoZilla watch for years and have never even dipped their toes into an ocean unless to wrangle the kids out of the water at their yearly beach trip. But I'll say this, like it or not, this OX Frog 300 is one interesting piece. It's a dive watch. It's got the ever so useful helium release valve for, those that find themselves in a pressured dive habitat. Those weekend saturation diver types. It's also a GMT, a Flyers GMT because of the Miyota 97.5, and it's got this ID system blue disc thing. More on that in a bit. And I want to go ahead and talk about size. Yes, it's 45 millimeters, but I want to clear some confusion on the lug to lug. It puts it at 44 millimeters on the website. I have no idea where they got that, but it's not. I measured it at 51.2 millimeters. And if you measure the whole case, including the crowns, it's 52. So with those numbers, this is a large watch, yet somehow it doesn't feel as such, at least not to me. No, it's not like it wears like a 40 millimeter or anything, but it doesn't feel massive on my wrist. I think that's due to the combination of the offset case, the crowns on the left, the 22 millimeter lugs, and of course being lightweight at 135 grams. The titanium actually is listed as grade 3i titanium, which the best I could tell is some proprietary process OX is doing, and it's supposedly stronger and more scratch resistant. The case is sandblasted, and I do love the look. And all I could say is I'm not sure if it's stronger than standard grade 3 titanium, but during my time with it, and the few times I definitely thought it would pick up a scratch, it didn't, so I found it to be pretty durable. Now, this case design and these massive crowns might not be for everyone, but I am impressed with the design and the execution. To my knowledge, there's not another watch like this one on the market, and I imagine a lot went into manufacturing this watch. It's very well made, nothing feels cheap. Looking at it, I would say it's a three-piece case, the case back, the mid case, and the top false bezel area, and it just has that cool factor about it. The lugs do have one-piece hex screw bars. There's a tool included for that in the box, and along with a pin tool for after you size the strap. There's a lot of branding and text all over this watch. It's on the case, it's on the dial, and on the strap. Now, the most standout is going to be the frog text on the side of the case, and yes, this also glows in the dark as well. There's writing all over the strap too, but the ones that really bother me the most are the engraved instructions for the crowns and such, including one which it tells you the direction to turn the crown. The crowns are lovely though, I really like the look. They're coated or capped in a type of plastic or rubber, I believe. I couldn't find anything on the website to suggest that they're ceramic or anything. And all versions except one have the inner bezel crown as blue, and that exception is the 18 karat gold version, which has both crowns in black. 18 karat gold version, you ask? Yes, there are 12 18 karat gold versions to be made each year with solid white gold casebacks. The kicker, it's still titanium and 18 karat gold ion plated, and they cost $9,000. The crown action is great though. Both have amazing grip and are easy to use. The time crown screws open and back very solidly and no issues with setting the time. The inner bezel crown is not screw down and the bezel is unidirectional like how a standard outer dive bezel would be. And it doesn't just smoothly move around the dial, it clicks. It's very tactile with great feedback and it's very precise. Now, as I said a few times in this video already, the dial has a lot going on with that massive inner bezel, all the text, and of course the GMT. I like the Miyota 97.5. It's a good movement if you want a true GMT, but I'm not sure it has its place on a watch like this. When I think of one of these extreme tool diver watches, a GMT complication just doesn't come to mind. Now, what do you think of this being implemented in a watch such as this? Let me know down in the comments. Around the dial, you have the 24-hour track and then the large applied oval and circle indices for the standard time and that massive OX logo. I don't want to harp on it, but yes, the dial is overloaded with text and it makes it a very busy dial. So busy, you can almost miss that there is a date located at the 8 o'clock position. The hands themselves are easy to read and I love the look of the hands. They all have this matte or almost nylon or ceramic looking coating about them, but I think the GMT hand muddles it all a little bit and I think it would be easier to read without it. I also don't like that the 97.5 movement, you don't get that quick set date wheel either, so another reason I would prefer a different movement. A dome sapphire with an inner AR coating is used here and it sits ever so slightly above the case, and this is a very clear crystal. The combination of the matte dial and the clear crystal allow you to see this dial from any angle without distortion. One thing's for sure though, it glows like crazy in the dark. Dual colored lume, W9 and X1 grades of super luminova, and it's bright and long lasting, and I could see it 6 hours later in the dark after a charge with my UV light. If you love lume, this one's got a lot of it, even extra with that frog text as I showed earlier. Let's delve into the ID system. Again, there's a ton of info on this ID system on their website, so if you're really interested in this and you want to read up more, head over there. But basically, this is a little blue plastic disc. It has an NFC chip. It's not for tracking. Rather, it stores information through the app. You could put in vital info such as blood type, your name, a picture of you, allergies, whatever else you want to put in there. And its purpose is simple. If you're ever seriously hurt and non-responsive, first responders can go ahead and put their phone near your watch and get all that info. And if you're wondering how they're going to know about that, OX says they've been contacting all the agencies like Red Cross and everything else around the world to alert them of this ID system. The disc itself is plastic, it feels 3D printed, and it screws into the case back. A gold case back, mind you. It's gold plated, which I do think is a cool look. Now, I didn't have a lot of luck with mine. I just couldn't get to screw in with confidence. I felt like if I did, I might not be able to get it out. So I have a replacement on the way. This one may have been faulty, and I'll update the description or a pinned comment if I have better luck with the next one. The 22mm rubber strap is FKM. It's proprietary due to those lugs, so you're not going to be able to swap it out to other straps. It's a good looking strap though. I really like the look and feel of it. I just don't care for all the painted text. And that strap does have to be cut to size, not one of my favorites, but it does have a push button titanium clasp and it has that quick adjustment extension system. Now, if you don't like the rubber, there is a titanium and rubber insert bracelet for another $300. Unfortunately, they were out of stock to send me one at the time. Also available soon will be a special nylon style strap that will work like a NATO strap that has an adapter, which I didn't think was possible with this type of watch. And I do like how this OX Frog 300 wears. Yes, it's large. Yes, it's oddly proportioned. And yes, it's a little brash. Okay, it's a lot brash. But on my 7.5 inch or 19.05 centimeter wrist, I don't find it to be uncomfortable. It's large but not massive, and I've had no issue with the size or the crowns. Now, there's a lot going on with this Frog 300. Overall, I like it. I love the originality. I love the offset case and the large crowns. I even like the colors of this rescue version. By the way, if you don't like the colors on this one, check their website as there are 5 other colors, including an 18 karat gold version, if you're into that type of thing. Now, obviously, I would prefer it to be sans GMT movement and probably less text all over. I think this is a very cool and fun piece, one that can be used as a serious tool or dive watch, and one that can potentially save your life with that ID system. In a world of homages, I find it refreshing to see a unique take on a dive watch, which is not easy these days. This OX Frog 300 has a lot of function to it, and it's definitely a watch that stands out as well. For more, head to the description to get links to my written article and to the OX website. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Follow us on social media, it's at Watch Report, and make sure you're subscribed, being notified, and liking this video as it helps our channel, but also guarantees you won't miss the next review. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.